Have you ever felt like your body is simply not responding? No matter what you do, how clean you eat, how much you exercise, what an amazing gym workout outfit you have on, and you get out there in the gym, no matter what supplements you're taking, your body simply does not respond. For some reason, you just simply feel exhausted, inflamed, and you feel like if you're just living in someone else's body. Because honestly, that's exactly what happened to me. For the longest time, I blamed myself, thinking that I wasn't disciplined enough, I wasn't working hard enough, I wasn't waking up early enough to prepare my meals, even though I was eating an anti-inflammatory diet. But what if it's not just calories, motivation, or age? What if it has more to do with our hormones changing? Hello everyone. I am Michelle Treviño. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we will be talking about all things with aging gracefully and looking fabulous throughout this journey of perimenopause and menopause. Today, I want to talk to you about something a lot of us women suffer in silence: weight gain, inflammation, metabolism changes after 35 and during menopause. And honestly, this conversation is personal to me. There came a point where I simply did not recognize my body anymore. I like to say that my personal journey started before 35. They say perimenopause lasts about 10 years, okay? So we slowly start having changes in our mood, changes in our cycle, changes in the way we sleep, maybe even starting to feel some hot flashes during the night, and you just have no idea what is going on. I was a person that generally ran cold. I was always cold, always freezing. And then all of a sudden I just became very hot natured. I was just anywhere and I would just start breaking out in sweats, and I had no idea what was going on. My doctors would tell me there was nothing wrong with me. I was too young. My blood work would come back normal, but I knew there was definitely something more to it. Since I have been a long time on social media space, I could tell on my face and just how puffy it looked. And even though the scale showed maybe not an increase in weight gain, but there was just something not responding anymore. I did not have motivation. I stopped working on my YouTube channel. I would barely post here and there on my social medias just because I was not comfortable with how I looked. Yes, I was using some amazing natural supplements that helped me for a tremendously long time, and then all of a sudden, they stopped working. And I had no idea what was going on. I refused to believe that there was not something in my body going on, because everything that I used to do before was simply not working. I changed my diet. I was now eating an anti-inflammatory diet. I was doing my supplements. It changed the supplements because we had a new supplement come in. So that worked for a very short period of time, but the inflammation in my body was still there. And I'm not gonna lie, even now, like there's days that I still wake up just a little slightly puffier than other days, but that's completely normal when you are going through perimenopause or there's some fluctuations in our hormones. And honestly, there's nothing we can do about it, right? Because when people tell us, it's all you, don't be thinking about it, you're making that up in your mind. No. No, feel validated, feel known that this is something true that our body does go through, and we just have to figure out a way to make our body feel better again. Here's what I wish more women knew after the age of 35. Hormones begin to shift. The cortisol in our body can't stay elevated much longer. The muscle mass in our body starts to decrease. Insulin sensitivity starts to change. Sleep affects our metabolism, and stress affects fat storage. So I remember hearing a lot of people mention to me, like, how can I help my cortisol levels come down? And I would wonder, before I did my research, like, why are they asking me for cortisol levels? Like, what is behind this whole cortisol story? Well, the stress in our body that's coming from, that raises our cortisol levels. During this cycle, during this period of life, we tend to stress even more, And our body cannot respond to stress just like it did before. There's where all this extra inflammation and puffiness starts to develop. And all of that I just mentioned, that just makes it so much harder to lose the weight, especially around the mid-belly area. And it just becomes so incredibly frustrating because we can try and kill ourselves in the gym, drink shakes 2 to 3 times a day, keep our calories in a deficit, just trying so hard, and nothing will move. For me, one of the hardest parts was just simply not recognizing myself and my body anymore. I would watch videos or see pictures, and I was like, wow, like, is this really me? Do I have to live with the way that I look now, even though I'm trying so hard, even though I am a business owner, even though I am supposed to represent the beauty industry because I own a spa. I'm supposed to represent beauty industry. I am a body contour, and like with all this inflammation, how are people going to believe that the treatments actually work when I am not showing what it is? So this was such a devastating period of my life. These last few years have been so difficult on me emotionally, physically, and mentally. Once again, I felt like I was just at a dead end. I didn't know what else to do. All of a sudden, I developed insulin resistance. All of a sudden, I had all this inflammation in my body. My hormones were out of whack. Nobody wanted to do anything about it. I didn't get prescribed anything. It was more like, oh, is this gonna pass? This is gonna pass. I was like, no, I refuse to stay stuck in my own body. So what did I do? I did a lot of research. For years and years, I said I would never take peptides, ever. But every time I would research, it would all come back to the same thing. It's not simply about losing the weight. I just received my blood work. I went and had a yearly with my gyno. I had mammogram. I had my blood work done. And guess what, guys? All my blood work came back normal. No more insulin resistance. No issues with my thyroid. And that is why I feel incredible. That's why I feel like, I keep telling everybody, I feel like I'm back in my 20s. My mental focus is simply incredible. Zero brain fog, where I felt like I couldn't even speak 5 sentences without having to take what was I saying type of thing. I haven't said that in such a long time. Why? Because with inflammation, it's not only just in our physical, of course, it's inside our organs. What does that mean? My brain was probably inflamed. That's what it is. If your whole body is inflamed, that is causing your insulin to rise as well. What are peptides? Peptides are small chains of amino acids. Our body makes them. Simply put, our body stops producing them after 25. We don't produce as many. So what do these peptides do? They're like little messengers. They go out and they talk to the cells that need fixing, and that's where the repair happens. So we are just not healing from the outside, from the physical that you and I see. We are also healing from the inside, and that's simply priceless. I want to share with you a story that I saw on one of our groups, and it is simply amazing how it's not just me. This is actual story of a person who is using the treatments, and she says, I'm shook. I knew I had been putting on weight, and I was trying so hard to get a handle on it. I strength trained, I walked a lot, I hydrated, I focused on proteins and supplements with vitamins and minerals. I was doing all of the things I used to do to stay healthy, but the scale kept moving up. I thought to myself, is this really it? Girl, I can relate. Well, not if I can help it. So I went to the doctor, functional medicine. I had a bunch of blood work done. Found out the following. My body was attacking my thyroid. Antibodies, TPO antibodies of 43. My metabolism was under stress, cholesterol 260 and triglycerides 197. My blood sugar started to creep to glucose of 101, insulin of 7. Not that bad yet. While my labs weren't totally alarming, they did explain exactly what my body wasn't responding to and all of that it was doing. She says, I can't wait to go see what these new lab work results, what the results of the new lab work are. Results are simply amazing, and it's just hundreds and hundreds of testimonies of people who are having incredible results. Within week 1, my inflammation had gone down. Literally, I could not pull off my rings. My fingers were so swollen that my rings would not come off easily the way that they do. Within 3 days, I noticed that the inflammation in my body was simply coming down. By week 2, my mental clarity was so much better. Nothing like it is right now, but it was better. There was improvements. I was more on task. By week 3, my energy levels were top notch. I was back in the gym. I was not dragging to get there. I was not sitting in the car just looking at the gym and trying to force myself to get off. No, I was simply executing. By week 4, I had lost 6 pounds and tons of inches. By week 6, I went to go get blood work done, and thank God, insulin resistance is completely gone. Thank God, and thank these amazing peptides that are fixing my body from the inside out. All of this has shown me that it wasn't me. It was simply my body working against me. And I needed to find something that would fix the root of the problem. I also want to say this because transparency matters so much to me. The peptides that I use are prescribed by a doctor, well, approved and prescribed by a doctor, because not everybody is a candidate for these type of treatments. They are sourced from a pharmaceutical 504A pharmaceutical company, from ingredients sourced within the United States, from a very strictly FDA monitored pharmacy. They are freshly created when I place my order. As soon as I place my order, it is shipped overnight to me. I receive it in a very well-packed package. The reason why I'm sharing all of this with you, and I have been talking about peptides and my peptide journey, is because I know a lot of women reach out to me and they're wondering, Michelle, I just don't feel good. I don't feel like myself. And I know there's so many of us out there that are desperate for something that will help us. If you want my guide, text this number and I will send you everything that I use. I can also give you more information of the peptides that I use. And I will add you to a group where we support each other and we help each other during this journey so that you don't feel alone. Let me know in the comments what has been your biggest issue with perimenopause and how have you been able to fix it, if you've been able to fix it. What peptides have you tried? What are you doing to help yourself live a longer, more satisfied life? I hope you have an amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you will be notified when a brand new video comes out each and every Sunday. Have a blessed day. Bye.